Happy Thursday. Today I'm going to do a live demo. You can watch it whenever. And we've got this new template, which is called the Bowl Cozy template set. If you don't know what a bowl cozy is, right here. So you can use this to microwave soup or whatever inside your microwave oven. And you want to make sure that you're using everything that's 100% cotton. So don't use metallic fabric or polyester, all 100% cotton, and you won't have any errors with that. So I've never made a bowl cozy, but I'm gonna do it live here, and I'm gonna use this new Creative Grid template so that I can use my own batting. So 100% cotton batting. And we have lots of batting scraps. I get to open this online, it's exciting. We have lots of batting scraps here in the store. And so it comes with two templates, a small one, which I think this is the small bowl cozy, and it comes with a large. So I'm gonna actually make my first bowl cozy ever live. I didn't make this one, Mom did. And so this is what the template looks like. And it has markings, so fold here, and then it has darts and a curve. So let me just adjust my camera, maybe so you can see this better here. So what I'm gonna do is I've already got my batting scrap, and I'm going to just go ahead and fold it in quarters. So this is like a 16-inch square, and on the back of the pattern it tells me what to do. So I've got my 16-inch square and I've got my fold. So I'm going to, trying to figure this out. So I'm gonna keep this fold edge of my ruler on the fold edge of this batting, and even if I don't have it like perfect, it looks like, hey, cool, let me be good to go. So I'm gonna be rotary cutting. Oh, that's awesome. Right around the outside edge. I'm gonna just take that curve and everything. That's pretty easy. Also, my rotating mat helps out in this aspect because I don't have to move that dart here. Maybe I can, oh, there we go. You can see it there. Hopefully you can see it okay. And then I'm gonna get this other dart. Okay, so I did one layer of batting, and it's kind of a shape that looks like sort of like a petal, like a large petal here. See if you can see that. There's my petal. Okay, so that's the shape, and I'm gonna do that one more time. So if you're just starting to watch, you can also use this template for your fabric squares. So I'm gonna cut out all my pieces. Maybe I can just do them all in one. So I've got one square of batting here. These rulers, well, how much are they? That's a good question. Where's the label? They're $23.99 for both sets, which I think, wow, that's a pretty good deal. I were gonna guess, I thought maybe they'd be like around 30, so $23.99 is pretty good. So I've got here, maybe I don't want to do all those layers. JK, I think one layer of batting's probably as brave as I want to be live on Facebook with this little project here. So again, I'm just gonna cut that out. So you'll cut two battings. There we go. That curve isn't too bad. I know curves are usually easier with like a smaller rotary cutter. There we go. And the inside is like empty here, and I don't know why that is. Maybe so that, you know, they just didn't have to use as much plastic. Maybe get my trash out of the way. Okay, so I've got two battings, and now I'll use that ruler again to cut my fabrics. These are just some pretty little purple fabrics here. And I'll line this up again, folded edge. I bet 2 layers of fabric is not too hard, yeah. Get that curve. my mat. Okay. So now I've got both of my fabric pieces and both of my batting pieces cut with that really cool template here. Now, yeah, 2 batting, 2 fabric. I have some already like put together so you can see sort of like magic of live television. So the steps are always going to be, and these are the small sizes. So you can see we sell these small sizes pre-cut. They've been out of stock. So I thought, why don't we just order these templates? So this inside piece here, actually, now I answered my own question. My own question of why is this one empty? Because they just fit together really nicely. So you've got your big template and your little template, 2 templates for $23.99, and then you can use your own scrap batting and your own pieces of fabric and use up your whole stash for making these. A little scratch on it. So that small size is probably going to be the same size as the ones that are like pre-cut. Yeah, it's about exactly the same size as those pre-done ones. So that's the small size. So you're going to have these batting pieces. Now each bowl takes 2 pieces of 100% cotton batting. So 2 pieces of batting. And there's the first step, which is quilting. So you can see I've got my batting and I've got my outer fabric. Now these bowls here, like this cozy, this one is all pieced. So these were scraps I had that were already like stitched together. That's fine too. So you have a quilt block maybe, or strips of fabric, or you want to use up smaller pieces, you can piece that. This one we didn't cut out because we didn't have a template. So now I have the template, I could cut out the perfect thing and save me some steps. So you want to do some quilting first. So you got your layer of batting and your layer of fabric. And it can be just as simple as an X, or you can go, you know, crazy and make it like super really nice quilting. So I have my big batting because I'm making a big one live, and I've got my big piece of fabric, and because I use my template to cut those out, they're both the exact same size. So I'm going to lay these out right on top of each other. How much fabric? And the pattern calls for a 16-inch square. So you need 2 16-inch squares of fabric and 2 16-inch squares of batting for the big one. And the small one, let me refer to this pattern, is an 11-inch square. So 16-inch or 11-inch. Okay, so now I'm ready to quilt this. I've got my little walking foot on my super cute little Bernina, and I'm just going to do an X, and I'm going to make my stitch length just a little longer. Yeah. I, of course, you know, not have it threaded. This is just live, guys. Live video. Okay. There's my knot. Okay. So I'm just quilting this 1 layer of fabric, 1 layer of fabric, and 1 layer of my batting. So I'm not quilting like you would do a normal quilt. And I'm just going to sew an X down one way. Just going to keep that together. Nothing crazy. And then I'm going to come the other direction. Remember, 100% cotton for all aspects of your bowl cozies, because these are going to be microwaved. Okay. So I've got one side quilted. See, I just did a little X. I used white thread. You probably can't even see it. Has anybody out there made a bowl cozy before? This is my first time. I'm excited to share this with you. Just a little Thursday little sewing demo, kind of like a live class. I don't know if I'll be able to keep it up every Thursday because who knows what's going on around here. Some days you just want to start something new. Plus we got these templates in and I was really curious about them. So I'm just quilting my next piece. I'm just gonna go corner to corner. I didn't get those lined up like perfectly because it's live and I'm rushing. I'm using the thread cutter on this because it has one and I love it. Oh, thread broke again. Guys, why? Probably because, well, that thread was wrapped around my sale tag. That'll do it every time. Thread wrapped around the sale tag. The other thing is, you know, when somebody like sews on something, this seems like it has a really big needle in it. So I'm kind of like, when was the last time this needle got changed? All right. Both of them are quilted. Okay, so I've got my 2 quilted pieces. Now, the next step are these darts, I think. Let me look at my steps on my little ones. Yeah, I think that's right. So I've got my fabric. Now, if you're using that with just a square, you know, you've already got these darts. So I'm just gonna fold these darts in, so they're folded, and I'm just gonna stitch 1/4 of an inch on each dart. I'm kind of like looking at mom's bowls to make sure that I'm doing it right. So I'm just gonna still use my walking foot here. And I'm going to reset myself back to a normal seam. I'll do a back stitch at each one. So I did 1 dart there, which kind of opens that up and makes that a bowl. So here, guys, let me know what you'd like me to demo next. I mean, not today, but like if I do another one of these demo videos, there's something you want to see. We'll have some fun on a Thursday maybe, or whatever day. So I'm just going to keep going around all these little darts here. Just line that up. So there's only 4 of them on each one. Do a little back stitch there. Sometimes I started on the inside, sometimes I started on the outside. So that's kind of the start of my, this is gonna be giant. Wow, that is cool. I was curious, curiosity met. So it looks like this, kind of like a flower once you get all 4 darts done. So like on this one here, this is the little striped one with all 4 darts done. You can see those there. And there's no batting in those darts. You could probably even press that, you know, if you wanted to press that. Somebody's coming in. So that's what it looks like here if you left it a square and then you made these little darts here, like on each corner. Okay, let's do the next 4 corners. Hi. Hi. Okay, last dart here. Sweet. So I've got 2 of these really big bowls. So now I'm ready to put them right sides together. So I'm gonna turn this one. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to it. You don't have to worry about like which one you're doing. So I'm gonna stick this one in there so you can see that lines up. And now if you weren't like me and just like going on the fly, I mean, maybe I'll pin where these darts are so it doesn't get like super bulky. So I've got one pinned here, and I'll work around. And it's not super bulky. There's not a whole lot of batting in there because, you know, you cut them the same size. So stitch on each one of these. Okay, one more. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch all the way around each one of these little petals. And I'm going to leave a place to turn, you know, like a 3-inch or something right here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep my walking foot on for this because it just works good for quilting and batting when you have a lot of layers. I'm going to start kind of where I'm going to leave my opening. So I'll do a back stitch here, and I'm just going to keep all my layers together. Do a 1/4 of an inch seam. I'm going to get to each little point. I'm going to stop with my needle down in each point. Needle down. There we go. And I'm going to just lift up my presser foot. Kind of just winging this because I didn't match up all my edges, so I know I'm gonna, if I don't get it right, then I'm gonna, man, see, I need to move my price tag, got caught again. This is how I sew, guys. Living on the edge of Facebook Live. I wonder if that lady knew that she was live or who I was talking to when I'm making this. It's just one of those awkward things that you don't think about when you're like, oh, I'm just going to do a Facebook Live video. And if somebody comes in, it'll be fine. Mom will help them. Okay, another corner. I got to remember where I started. So I leave my opening to turn. I did read the instructions, just in case you were wondering. I read the instructions. Oh, I skimmed the instructions. One more corner here. That's kind of my point. Match things up. Okay, almost to where I started. I'm going to do this one more little intersection here. Okay, I probably should have left a bigger opening. That's what I say every time I make something like this. I should have left a bigger opening. So here's my opening, right here. Very small, not 3 inches. We're going to just go with it. And, you know, I don't know if it said to clip the curves, but I do know clipping curves is a good idea. And since this is curves, I'm just gonna I'm gonna just clip them real quick because I know you guys want to make sure that I have just the cutest bowl cozy ever. Just a big bowl cozy. But I do have bigger bowls that I put in the microwave sometimes. Little scissors are super sharp so I can go fast. Okay, now moment of truth. I'm gonna turn it. You know, the sun is shining up here, and I'm gonna turn through this tiny opening so you get to see me maybe break a little bit of a sweat. Facebook Live demo day sweat. Oh, here we go. Okay, well maybe I was wrong. Maybe that isn't too bad. Uh-oh. I spoke too soon. I'll get this all the way through, I promise. Keep going. Keep going. I need to fan. Somebody fan me. See, now you know, every time you make a bowl too small, you can think of me and say even the professionals do it wrong or make it harder for themselves. Okay. All right, I heard stitch pop, but that's okay. Ooh, I made it. Oh, made it. So now that let's just stick my little hand in here and just push those little petals out. I got some threads that I'm a thread cutter. I don't know if you're a thread cutter. Usually I trim them really nice. These ones I left long because I don't want to bore you with me just clipping my stitches. Okay, so I turned all those little corners. Ooh, look at that. And I'm just going to push that in. Hey, it's looking okay. Looking pretty good. All right, so now now there was like one place I didn't catch, but that's all right. So it looks like this. Now, the last step, so this is another one that's already been turned, is to do a little top stitching. So this one's got a little top stitch all the way around. I know, yay. Thank you, Anne, for celebrating me celebrating my turning. So let's do a little top stitch. And I like to roll it as I go. And so where I have that opening, we're just going to stitch this up at the exact same time. And I'll put a few pins in here just so I'll know exactly where that opening is. And that way I can close that opening up while I do my top stitch. So 2 birds with 1 stone on that. And kind of as I look around, I didn't catch this, and probably because I didn't have those right on top of each other. So maybe, gosh, just gonna stay that way. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to line up the inside toe of my presser foot here with that. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna do a little top stitch all the way around. I mean, this is gonna finish up. Anything that you do, I think, should always have a top stitch. Oh, and Bernina makes the most beautiful presser feet for every little project. There's the top stitch foot number 10, and generally I would use that. Oh gosh, my needle just fell out. Live guys. I told you something was up and my needle just like fell out. Oh yeah, thanks Stan, you like my machine, but my needle just fell out. I really should have learned my lesson like before I started this live video and just like made sure that like it had a new needle in it and somebody changed the needle before me, screwed it all the way in. But alas, my needle may have fallen out on Facebook Live. However, no worries. I'm just gonna keep on going. And I'm at the point, I'm going a little slower here because I have my my needles in, my pins, where I had that little opening. So my first demo day, I learned something. My Bernina district manager is watching. Hey Dan, everybody say hey Dan Robbins. I mean, she sounds great still. And my needle's stopping down, so I'm just rolling as I go. At this point now, I'm gonna trim those threads. I just don't want to bore anyone with thread clipping. feet ahead. So there's just a little bulk where your seams meet, and that should be no problem. Your needle can fall out and everything, and you're still good to go. If I wasn't sweating before, last little hunk over this last little seam. All right, cutter. Oh wow. Oh, now she's done. She's super floppy, but I like her a lot. Look at that. That is like a big mama. I like the little ones too. Wouldn't that be a nice gift? You could make a big mama and then like 4 little babies. A big mama and 4 babies, and they would just fit inside each other so nice. I mean, you could put a whole casserole in there, or like a pie. I don't know, pie. That's probably not a pie, but super fun. Thank you so much for watching Demo Day. Our very first one. I survived. And these Creative Grid Bowl Cozy template, the set, what a great value at $23.99 for both of these guys. And I had so much fun. Thanks so much for tuning in for just our quick little demo. And hey, just give me a shout out. Let me know, what do you want to see me make next? Who knows what's gonna happen on the next installment. Merry Christmas, everyone. Have fun making all those last minute projects.